Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to my channel. In today's class for class 9th information technology, we are going to discuss these topics, that is quick access toolbar, tabs and ribbons and file menu options. According to our chapter, that is unit 8 word processing basics. So these things I need to explain practically to you people. So we will now switch over to our computer. Good morning, students. In today's video we are going to see how to work on MS Word. So we will first open MS Word, as you can see on my screen. Already, because I have been using this very frequently, hence you can see that this MS Word icon is already appearing over here. If you want to, if it suppose doesn't appear like this, you can search it in the search box Word. In my previous lecture I had explained to you how to open how to work on MS Word, where I have been using the Windows 10 software, that is the Windows 10 application. But today in this video I am going to explain how we can use it on Windows 7. So I had just typed Word over here and you can see that Word 2016 appears. So click on this, and once you click on this you will see that the window opens. If you get this kind of a box, which is basically displayed when your Microsoft Office copy which you have installed on the computer is not activated, so you can just close this box. In this interface you can see there is a blank document, so we will click on this blank document. In my previous lecture I had explained to you how to save, what is the difference between save and save as, how to create a new document, how to type in your document, all the very basic things. Now that you already know the meaning of save as, so what I am going to do is just explain how we can perform other activities on our document. So in today's class I will familiarize you with all the different parts of my Word screen. So you can see over here, this is my quick access toolbar, where you can see the buttons like save, undo, redo, okay, and some other options for customizing the quick access toolbar. Customizing means if you want to add any other option like open option, so open option is also added to this. So this way you can customize this quick access toolbar. This area is the title bar, which contains the name of your document, and here you can see all the different buttons required for close, restore, minimize, and this is a special button which when you click it is used for managing ribbons and tabs and their commands. If you type, or if you just click on this auto hide ribbon, what will happen, the ribbon will disappear and you will get the maximum space required for typing or doing your work. If you don't want this, you can go back to this option, click on this, and you can just type on show tabs, so only the tabs will be displayed over here. Now whenever you click on any tab, then its corresponding ribbon gets displayed. So if you don't want this, that is you want the tabs as well as the ribbons to be displayed simultaneously, so you'll again go back to this option and select show tabs and commands. So this way you can see that the tabs are also displayed and the commands are also displayed. After this, today in this class we are going to cover basically the file menu, all the options which are given in the file menu. So for this we will go to the file menu, and in that you can see there is a back button which is used, which when you click on it, it will take you back to your document. So the file menu actually handles all the commands which are necessary for managing your Word documents which are saved as files on the hard disk. So first is info, where you can get the complete information about your document, its properties, its size. I haven't saved this document yet. There is one page, number of words, total editing time, and all the required information is specified over here. Protect document. If you want, you can protect your document by giving it a password. Inspect document, you can check your document for certain issues. Manage document, and various other options. So we will first see how to protect the document. Students, we are going to cover all the very important parts first. Okay, all the trivial things, there are many multiple options in MS Word. It is not necessary that every time you will be using those options, or you will be using all the options every time. So only those options we are going to pay attention to which are necessary as per the syllabus of our textbook. And if there is some time, we will be covering some extra parts also. So I will tell you this very good example over here, that is protect document, how you can protect your document. So click on this button, and here you can see mark as final. Let readers know the document is final and make it read only. Encrypt it with a password, restrict editing, restrict access, add a digital signature. So here I am going to first tell you about encrypt with a password. So you can password protect your document. As you can see over here, you can provide a password to this document. So suppose I provide a password, I am giving a very simple password here, that is 123. So in case you lose or forget the password, it cannot be recovered, hence you keep a list of passwords saved somewhere. So I have used, for the sake of convenience right now, I have used a very simple password, that is 123. Click on OK. It will ask you to re-enter, so I will re-enter the password. Click on OK, and now you can see that your document is protected. Let's save the document and see how password protection helps. So we'll go to save. And as I told you earlier, you can save your document anywhere. So I'm going to click on browse. Here you can see the browse dialog box. So I'm going to select a suitable location. The normal location, the default location which always opens is your libraries documents, this area. If you don't want this, you can go to any other area. Suppose I go to D drive, and here I can create a folder of my own and save my documents here. So for creating a new folder, I will click on new folder option. You can see a new folder gets created. I will just type documents there, press enter, and now within the file name box I will type a file name. So suppose I type a file name here, that is sample document. So I've just given a name, sample document. You can see its type is Word document. Click on save button, and you can see that the document is saved. Going back to the file menu, the file tab, you will find other option like new. So when I click on new, it allows me to open a new document. So right now we can also search for online template. So we can just type over here resume and press enter. Now there is some problem because I'm getting an error over here, that is the service is not available. So because I had already shown it to you, so let's go back. Moreover, because here you can see product activation is failed, and I have purposely switched off all the communications with the actual Microsoft server here. Go to open, and here you can open, from here you can open any other existing document. So go to browse, and here you can select any area. Suppose I click on documents, and I have certain files here. So I have this question paper here. I will double click it, and this question paper will open. So right now you can see that my question paper is completely blank. So I will close this. My default document is over here. Now after this you can see there are other options, that is save and save as, which I have already discussed in my previous class. Print, I'll just give you a quick recap of save. Save allows us to save the changes which are being made in the document, and in case the document hasn't been saved, that is you are making it for the very first time, so it will ask you for a name, and that would be a one time procedure. So you have to provide a name to your document, and then once a name is provided, you make any changes, only the changes will be saved. Save as is used to create a duplicate copy of the currently opened document. Print option, with the help of print option you can print the document provided your document is already attached to a printer. So right now my computer is not attached to any printer, so I have selected this option. Most modern versions of your Microsoft Office will be giving you this another app, that is OneNote. So OneNote enables us to maintain, it is a note taking software, so I can manage all my notes there. So what I can do is I can print this whole document and save it in OneNote. Okay, then print all the pages. So we will take, I think we should take some text over here. So I will get some text. So for text I am going to open a PDF file which contains some statements which are already written, so that we get some ready-made text to work on. So I need some printed text. So here we have, so I'm copying this text and I'm pasting it over here. So you can see that the data is pasted here. Now again I will save this document. So you can click on this button save, or you can press Ctrl S from your keyboard, or go to file and select save. Now once save is selected, my dialog box will appear here. So because why did the dialog box not appear? Because it was already saved with the name sample document. Now I will go to file, I'll go to print, and over here we can see various settings. Print all pages will print all the pages in the document. Next is print current page. That is, if there are multiple pages in the document and I want to print only certain pages out of only the currently selected page. Now what do we mean by the currently selected page? Please make a note. When I say print current page, it means print the currently active page. And currently active page means that page where the cursor is blinking. So the page where the cursor is blinking, like for example I go back there and here the cursor is blinking. So this is known as what? Your current page. So I'll go to file, I'll go to print. So this page has been saved. So now over here the current page is, I have kept my pointer, I have kept the cursor blinking over here. So now I'll go to file, print option, print all pages. I will select current page option. So the current page will be printed. So how it is printed, let me show you through OneNote. So already my send to OneNote means if there is no printer attached to your computer, this printed part will be saved in a OneNote document which you can print later on. So I am going to type print, click on print, and I am going to, you can see over here on my taskbar OneNote is blinking. So I will click on that. Now you can see its interface over here. It is asking me where do you want to insert the printout. So what I'll do is I'll create a new section over there. So I will click on new section. I will click on OK, and here you can see after some time this print appears. So this printout, it appears over here. So the current page which was selected, that has been printed over here. Let's go back to our Word document and let us select the other option for print, that is print custom print. So suppose now you can see that there are 3 pages on my document. I want to print the first and the third page and not the second page. So I'll click on custom print, and here I will provide 1,3. That is, I want to print, I can select the pages which I want to print from my document. So I have provided here 1,3. Now I will send it to print, and once I send it to print, you can still see where to send, new section, click on OK, and here it has been inserted down. So page number 1 and page number 3, they have been printed over here, as you can see, like this. If you want, you can also provide the print range as, suppose you want to print the first 2 pages. So 1, 2, 2. That is, first 2 pages will be printed. So either you can write 1-2 or you can type 1,2. So let me give you an example for this. Suppose your document contains 50 pages. Now those pages which you want to print are page number 1 to 12, then you want to print page number 16, then you want to print page number 20 to 25. So this is a custom range, that is selected pages which you want to print. So how will you provide the range? So custom range will be like this: 1-12, 16, 20-25. So this is how you provide your custom range. Coming back over here, now we have other options. Print one-sided, that is, you want to print it one side, or manually print on both the sides. That is, if suppose on the A4 size sheet you want to print it on both the sides, right? So that there you will be selecting what, manually print. So here you will have to first insert one side of the paper, get it printed, then again take it out and insert it, flip it and then insert it. So that is a cumbersome process. Some printers, some modern printers, they handle this on their own, and in some older printers you have to do this. So for the default one is print one-sided. Collated means either you print it in this form, that is, if suppose you have 10 pages, so it should, and you want more than 1 copies. As you can see over here, you can even provide copies of the pages. So say I give 2 copies, so it would be like, and because my document has 3 pages, so it would be printed in this manner. I have total page count as 3. If I select collated option, then it will print in this fashion: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So let's see that first. So I'm going to print all the pages. As you can see over here, I'm going to print all the pages. So for all the pages I'm going to select collated, and now I will send it to print, and I will add it to new section. So you can see over here 1 2 3, 1 2 and 3. This is how it is printed. And if I come back over here, if I go to file, I go to print, and from here I select uncollated. So it would be printed in this way. I'm giving the print option. Now you can see 1, because there was only one copy, so again select the option print. There are 2 copies over here. So it is giving me 1 copy only. So this right now, students, actually what happens is it will give you copies in this way. If uncollated option is selected, then print is in this way. Page number 111. First page is printed thrice, so you will get 3 copies of first page, you will get 3 copies of second page, and you will get 3 copies of third page. So this is very helpful when you are trying to create separate copies of a booklet. So what you can do is you can take out the different copies, or you are printing different sets of a question paper. So you can arrange all the question paper sets separately, later on merge them, or if you want to save that time for merging them, you can print all of the copies of the question paper with all the pages in collated fashion, so that the first one would be set 1, second one would be set 2, third one set 3, and again it would start from 1 to 3 onwards. Okay, so this is a complicated topic, students, don't get confused. We will be seeing this practically when we are actually able to do it through a printer. Next is we have orientation. So our orientation right now is portrait. You can print it in the landscape orientation, as you can see over here. So this is your landscape orientation, and page size has to be taken. So normally the page size which is available is A4 and letter. So either one of them you can select. There is very slight difference between letter and A4. So A4 has been selected over here. How many pages per sheet you want to print? 2 pages per sheet, 4 pages per sheet, and so on. Normally it is 1 page per sheet. Margin settings, once we study about the margins, you'll be able to understand better. So this is print option. Share option, we will see. Share with people. So for sharing with people, you can select this option. If you want to share it to a cloud, you can do that. You can mail it to people. Okay, if you have, you can send it as an attachment, send it as a PDF. So these options will be available only when you configure your Outlook Express, Microsoft Outlook software, as your default emailing client. So we will have a separate class someday for that, where I will teach you how you can set your Microsoft Outlook as the default emailing client for your computer. So because normally we don't need that, all our tasks are easily handled using the Gmail account, or the Yahoo Mail account, or any other mail account which we are using. Normally these days most 99% of the people are using Gmail, and its interface is also quite simple. So we don't normally, and because attachment facility is also provided there, so we don't need this. Present online, if you want, you can present this entire document online. So for this, what you need to do is enable remote viewers to download the document, so they can download it. When you click on present online, it will give you a small dialog box where you will be prompted to copy a link. So here you can see there is a link. You can copy this link or send it through email. When you copy this link, you can share this link through WhatsApp or in the group which you have created on WhatsApp to multiple people, and you can start your presentation. So what people will do is, once you can present it from here, and people, once they click on it, this same document they will be able to see on their end. So once you complete everything, you can add statements to this. Now right now it is not allowing you to edit anything, so you can click on edit, and here you will see that online presentation is paused. So if you want to edit, you have to pause the online presentation. So this is the edited version, and once it is done, you can resume again. So once you resume, now you can see that you can again go on reading this. So it is usually helpful in those cases when you need to share your document with multiple people. Once you have completed, you can click on end online presentation, and you can click end presentation from here. Go back to this file, share. You can email, present online, post to blog. So we are not seeing this one right now. Only when you have to create a blog, we will be seeing it a little later. Coming to export, this is very important and a very useful tool of MS Word, where you can export your document. So I'm going to create a PDF document for this. So I'll click on create PDF, and you can already see that there is PDF option available here. Click on publish. Now this document is password protected. Saving this document in a format will result in loss of protection. Do you want to continue? I'll say yes. And here you can see that it is saved as a PDF, which you can send to any person through your email. So let's go back to our document here. So we'll go back to documents, and here you can see the PDF has been created in D drive documents folder, and this is the PDF which is created. Let's come back here. We'll go to file, and you have this option here, close. This close option, if you click on it, it will close the current document, but it will not close the parent window. So with this we end today's class. Please watch this video, and if you benefit from it, kindly like and share and drop a comment if you want. Thank you.